morning all. My name is Swapna Vittalrao Hazare, Assistant Professor in Botany from Mahatma Phule Mahavidyalaya, Pimpri. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on classification of algae for BSc first year. So before starting the lecture, I want to take about the general outline classification of plant kingdom. The plant kingdom, the entire plant kingdom, which consists of diversity of plant, it is broadly classified into lower plants and higher plants. The lower plants are also known as flowerless plant and the higher plants, they are called as flowering plants. These lower groups or lower plants are also called as cryptogams, and higher plants, they are called as phanerogams. The cryptogams, again, they are divided into Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. So this classification is on the basis of their organization, structural organization. The more simplest form, they are categorized into Thallophyta, and somewhat complexity is there, then they are categorized as a Pteridophyta in lower plants. So these algae, they are belong to group Thallophyta. So let's see the first about the introduction of algae. So algae, they are the important group of Thallophyta. The meaning of thallos means a sprout and phyton means a plant. So it's a very simple structure. The Thallophyta consists of very simple structure in the plant organization. Then they are also considered as a primitive and simplest division of plant kingdom. The systematic study of algae, it is known as phycology. The Greek meaning of phycology is the phykos means seaweed and logos means to study. The general definition of the algae is like the algae are the thalloid, chlorophyll containing autotrophic aquatic plants, both prokaryotic and eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular organisms. So this is about the general introduction. Then let's discuss about the different definitions of the algae. So several scientists, they describe the several definitions. So according to there are some definitions are given in this presentation. So let's see one by one. The first definition, that is given by the Frisch. Frisch is also known as the father of algology. So he defined algae as the holophytic organism as well as their colorless derivatives that fail to reach the higher level of differentiation, which is a characteristic of the archegoniate plant. The archegoniate plant includes the gymnosperm and the angiosperm. So that means these algae, they have a very simple structure and they fail to reach higher level of differentiation in the evolutionary process like higher plants, because higher plants, they consist of the tissue differentiation, they have some more structural complexity in their structure, which consists of, or you can say they are differentiated into root, stem and leaves. But this type of structure, they are not found in the algae. Then another definition is given by the Smith, G.M. Smith in 1955. He defined algae as a simple plant with an autotrophic mode of nutrition. This is the simplest definition given by the Smith. Then another definition by the Chapman V.J. He gave definition in 1962 and he defined algae, the algae which are from the seaweeds, that is from the seashore, and some from the green stagnant green seas which contain stagnant fresh water from the ponds and pools. So he defined algae as among the simplest in the plant kingdom. As I earlier told, these are the simplest plants. So he also in his definition he concluded that they are the simplest among the plant kingdom. Then another definition by the Prescott G.W. He gave definition in 1969. According to him, the algae as those chlorophyll bearing organism and their colorless derivatives also or relatives also, which are thalloid and that is having no true root, stem and leaves like organs. So this definition is somewhat resembles with the definition of the Frisch, because Frisch also told that the algae, they fail to reach higher level of differentiation like a high plant, that means there is no root, stem and leaf like structure. Similarly, the Prescott also told about that there is absence of true roots, leaf and the stem like structure. The another definition given by the C. Ryan in 1974, he described spectrum of photosynthetic pigment and evolve oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. So these are the different definitions. After definition, let's discuss about the general characteristic features of the algae. So before that, just see this slide. So in this slide, it shows the different variation among the organization of the algae. There are some unicellular form, there are some filamentous form, some larger algae are there like seaweeds. You can see this is the marine forms. So such large structures are also present, and these are the unicellular or some unicellular structure. There are some colonial structure. You can see again the color variations also. Some are green, some are red, some are brown. So this algae, again they are classified on the basis of their different pigments also, the chlorophyll, xanthophylls and carotenoids. So they are also responsible, these pigments are responsible for giving various colors to the algae. So let's see the general characteristics features of the algae. So the algae, they are the chlorophyll bearing autotrophic thalloid plant body. Almost all algae, they are aquatic. They may be present in marine water or in the fresh water. And algae, they are prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic. The plant body may be unicellular or multicellular. The multicellular, which forms some larger robust structures like the seaweeds. The multicellular complex thalli, they lack vascular tissues and also show little differentiation of the tissues. If we see the higher plant tissue differentiation, in higher plants there are much more complexity among the tissues, because they consist of the various kinds of tissues like parenchyma, florenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem and vessels also. But in algae there is no such kind of tissue differentiation. The tissues are very simple, and if some higher forms are there in the algae, there is a very little differentiation is found in the tissues. Then the algae, they may be prokaryotic or eukaryotic. The prokaryotic algae, they reproduces only by vegetative and asexual means. There is absence of sexual reproduction. If there is a vegetative reproduction, it is occur or it is carried out by either fragmentation, fission, formation of hormogonia, intercalary heterocyst, separating disc, etc. Asexual reproduction, it is occurred by zoospore, aplanospore, autospore, etc. So this type of reproduction we later discussing briefly. The eukaryotic algae, they reproduces by all means, that means the vegetative, asexual as well as by the sexual means. The sex organs are generally unicellular, but if there are multicellular sex organs, all the cells are fertile, and in most of the cases the sex organs, they are not protected by any kind of jacket. There is no protection jacket, absence of protection jacket is in most of the cases. After fertilization, there is a formation of zygote, and this zygote undergoes further development either by mitosis or meiosis, but not through the embryo formation. In higher plants, after zygote formation, zygote undergoes embryo formation, but in algae, the zygote is directly developed into a new individual or new plant without undergoing embryo formation. The algae, these plants having distinct alternation of generation. There are both types of generation, gametophytic generation as well as sporophytic generation. When both the generations are present, both these generations are independent. They are alternate in their life cycle. So this is about the general characteristics. Then let's discuss about the various reproduction modes in algae in briefly. So first is vegetative reproduction. This vegetative reproduction is, as I earlier told in the general characteristics, it is either by cell division, fragmentation, hormogonia, formation of adventitious branches, bulbils, amylum stars or budding. So first about the cell division or fission. This cell division is occur in the unicellular form, and here the unicellular algae, they divide mitotically into two daughter cells, and each daughter cell, it is independently developed into a new plant. So this is occur mostly in the unicellular form, just like a Chlamydomonas. And in second, the fragmentation. So fragmentation type of vegetative reproduction, it is occur in the multicellular forms, particularly if the algae is filamentous. In case of filamentous algae, the smaller fragments are created maybe due to the mechanical injury or due to some forces like water currents or due to formation of separation disc. So these events are responsible for creating smaller fragments of the larger filaments, and each fragment is able to develop into a new plant. So fragmentation is occurring in filamentous algae. The example is Spirogyra or Zygnema. Then the next is Hormogonia. So the Hormogonia formation is occur in blue-green algae particularly. So here it is occur due to the breakage of trichomes. The trichome, they are broken, and they are again after their breakage they produce a multicellular structures, and these structures are responsible for creating a new plant or for developing a new plant. Then the formation of adventitious branches. These adventitious branches are formed in the large thalloid forms. The large thalloid forms which are found in the marine waters. So here the adventitious branches, or the branches, they detach from the parent plant and they independently grow and they develop into a new plant. Then another example is bulbils. The bulbils are nothing but the tuber-like outgrowths. These outgrowths are formed due to the formation of the tubes are formed due to the storage of excess food material. This is particularly under the lower nodal region in case of carp, and these bulbs or sometimes in the rhizomatous part. So they detach from the main parent plant and they develop into a new individual or the new plant. Then the amylum stars. The amylum stars are nothing but these are the star-shaped aggregation of starch-containing cells. These starch-containing cells, they come together, they aggregate and they form a star-like structure. These star-like structures are called as the amylum stars. And these amylum stars, they are generally found in the algae Chara. So they are present under the lower nodal region. And when these amylum stars or these bodies, they separate from the parent plant, they develop into a new plant or new individual. Then the budding. Budding is the bud formation by the proliferation of vesicles. Simply due to the formation or proliferation of vesicle, these buds are formed, and these buds later on separated from the main parent by the formation of septum, and this bud detached from the parental segment or parental thallus, and they develop into a new plant. Then asexual reproduction. The second mode is asexual reproduction. The first is formation of zoospores. The zoospores are naked motile spores. These spores are, as they are motile spores, they consist of flagella. On the basis of number of flagella, they are called as biflagellated, tetraflagellated or multiflagellated. If there is a two flagella, it is called as a biflagellate. If there are four, then they are called as a tetraflagellated, quadriflagellated. And if there are many flagella, then they are called as a multiflagellated. So these zoospores are formed inside the zoosporangium. After the bursting of the zoosporangium, the zoospore liberate out. They swim for a while with the help of flagella. Then they settle down and germinate into a new plant. Then the aplanospores. Aplanospores are the non-motile spores. They don't consist of flagella, and they are also formed inside the sporangium, zoosporangium, but they are without flagella. Then the tetraspores. The tetraspores are called as haploid aplanospore. They are similar with the aplanospore. The only difference is they are haploid and they are formed inside the tetrasporangium. Then achainids. Achainids are nothing but the thick-walled vegetative cell. These type of achainids are generally the thick-walled cells are formed, and again there is a elongation of cell. These this thick-walled cell consists of more amount of food material inside it, and this type of achainids, they are formed generally during the unfavorable condition, and on the onset of unfavorable condition they again germinate and develop into a new plant. Similarly, these aplanospores are also formed during the unfavorable condition, and on the onset of favorable condition they again germinate. The exospores. The exospores are the spore formation at the distal end of the protoplast. At the distal end of the protoplast, there is a continuous, just like a budding process, and all the spores, they are produced in a basipetal manner. All the spores then aggregate together and they form a colonial bodies. Then the endospores. These endospores are nothing but the spore formation by the division of mother protoplast. So this is about the asexual reproduction. Then these are the figures which defines how the asexual reproduction is occur. For example, this is the fragmentation which is occurring in the spirogamma. You can see here the entire fragment. This fragment may be any kind of event, maybe mechanical injury or some mechanical force, or by the formation of even septum also the fragments get separated, and each fragment it is able to develop into another plant. Then this is the zoospore. Zoospores are the motile spore. You can see here the flagella. With the help of this flagella, after the this is the zoosporangium. When this zoosporangium breaks, it liberates the zoospores, and these zoospore swims and they individually develop into a new plant. This one is the heterocyst. So this kind of heterocysts are found in the blue-green algae. So these are the storage bodies. They separate from the main parental thallus and they develop into a new plant. Then the aplanospores. You can see here the aplanospore, which is found inside the aplanosporangium. This aplanospore, after the bursting of this sporangium, it is liberated, and then it is this individually germinate and produces a new plant. Then the sexual reproduction. It includes autogamy, hologamy, isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. So I just tell about these three types: isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. In most of the algae, these three forms are found: isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Just I told you in briefly. Isogamy means the fusing gamete are morphologically similar. They are morphologically similar, but genetically they are different. You can say one strain is a female strain and one is a male strain. In anisogamy, both fusing gametes, they are morphologically different. In most of the cases, the male gamete is smaller in size and the female gamete is larger in size. In case of oogamy, one of the gamete is motile and another gamete is non-motile. Generally, female is non-motile and have a large structure. They are structurally, or you can say morphologically dissimilar. Both the gametes are morphologically dissimilar. The motile gametes are male gametes. Then about the second part of this presentation is the classification of algae according to Bold and Viney, and this classification is given in 1978. So this Bold and Viney recognized 9 divisions of algae retaining the nomenclature given by the Pappenfels in 1955, except for the blue-green algae. So you can say this is the extension of the classification which is given by the Pappenfels in 1955. Only difference is that which is for the blue-green algae, where the Bold and Viney considered the Cyanophyceae as a division and called it as a Cyanochlorantha, whereas Pappenfels had included it in the phylum Schizophyta as a class. Only difference, whatever the classification given by the Bold and Viney, all the group they are having the last word like phyta, but in case of the first division it is Cyanochlorantha. So let's see all the 9 divisions one by one. The first is division Cyanochlorantha. It is also known as blue-green algae. These are the primitive form and they are prokaryotic. Only this Cyanochlorantha consists of prokaryotic form. Then all the other division they consist of eukaryotic form. So in Cyanochlorantha, these are the general characters of Cyanochlorantha. The dominant pigment which is found in Cyanochlorantha is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C, phycocyanin and C-phycoerythrin. Because of the chlorophyll content or the some kind of bluish green content, the appearance to the algae is also bluish. That is why the name blue-green algae. The reserve food material is a Cyanophycean starch. Whatever the starch is produced during the photosynthesis process, that starch is known as a Cyanophycean starch. And here, as it is a prokaryotic algae, there is an absence of sexual reproduction. Only the vegetative and asexual reproduction is present there. The examples are nostoc, Anabaena, Gliosphaera and Gliotricha. So these are the figures for the nostoc. Actually, nostoc is a construct wall and observe under the microscope, we can see such kind of beaded structure, beaded string-like structure. It is not actually a filament, it is a beaded string-like structure. So whatever the classification given by the Bold and Viney, it is on the basis of the type of pigment, then reserve food material, the type of reproduction and the type of cells, or you can say the type of flagella, either if they are the motile cell, then what kind of flagella is there and their position of the flagella. Then another group is division Chlorophycophyta. So Chlorophycophyta is commonly known as green alga or green algae. The green because there is dominancy of pigment chlorophyll A and B. Because of the dominancy of chlorophyll pigment, they appear very green in color, lush green in color is there. There is xanthophylls and carotenes also, but their amount is least. The reserve food material in this algae is a normal starch. The reproductive cells are motile. They may be biflagellated. If there are two flagella, they are called as a biflagellated motile reproductive cells. Then quadriflagellated if there are four flagella, and if there are flagella, all flagella are equal, that is they are a whiplash type. The examples of this division Chlorophycophyta are Volvox, Chlorella, Spirogyra, Hydrodictyon, Eulothrix, etc. So this is the example of Eulothrix. So in our syllabus for the first year, there is Spirogyra, the life cycle of Spirogyra we later on discuss in detail. Then the next division is division Charophyta. It is commonly called as stoneworts. Stoneworts. If you see the structure, you can see here, this is the example of Charophyta. The name of the specimen or the species is Cara, and you can see the structure is look like it is having a nodes and internode like structure or leaf like structure, or this internodal region is look like a stem. So it is commonly known as a stoneworts or brittleworts. The dominant pigment is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenes as well as xanthophyll, and the stored food material, the reserved food material is a starch which resembles like a plant. Whatever the starch which is produced after photosynthesis in a plant kingdom, that starch is resembled with this Charophyta starch. The thallus structure is with a distinct nodes and internodes. You can see here, this is the thallus structure. Nodes and internodes are there, and whatever the leaf-like structure, they are originated from the nodal region. With the wall of lateral wall at the nodes. So at a single node, all the these branches are originated and they form whorl structure. So the examples are Cara, Nightella. So this is the reproductive part of the Cara. So this is a male and this one is a female. It is a globule. It is called as a globule, the globular part, and the elongated part is called as a nucleus. So it is look like as I earlier told, most of the form, if they are multicellular, in that case they are not protected by the protection jacket, but in this case they look like they are covered like a protection jacket. The next division is division Euglenophyta. It is also called as a euglenoid. The dominant pigment in the Euglenophyta are chlorophylls and beta-carotene. The reserved food material which is present in this group Euglenophyta is para-amylum starch and oils or fats. The main characteristic feature of this group is there is absence of cell wall. As algae belong to plant kingdom, and we all know all the plants they consist of cell wall. All the cells in the plant kingdom they consist of cell wall, but in this group Euglenophyta the cell wall is absent. The reproductive cells are motile. They may be uniflagellated, biflagellated, triflagellated, and flagella are anterior. They present at the anterior end of the algae. The examples are Euglena, Coloecium, Paraneema, and Ficus. Then the next division is Phaeophytophyta. It is commonly called as brown algae. So why they are called as a brown algae? Because there is a dominancy of brown pigment. The dominant pigment are fucoxanthines and xanthophylls. Although there are pigments, the chlorophyll are present, but they are present in a smaller amount, and the majority of the pigments are glucoxanthin and xanthophylls, and because of their dominancy, they appear brown in structure, that is by the name browner. The reserve food material is called as laminarian starch and mannitol. Whatever the starch which is found in algae laminaria, it is called as a laminarian starch. The cell wall is cellulosic with fusidic and alginic acid. The reproductive cells are motile, pyriform with two laterally instead flagella, one of which is tinsel type. Whatever the two flagella are there, out of this one flagella is tinsel type. So this group has some you can say industrial application, because its cellulosic cell wall consists of fusidic acid and alginic acid. They are industrially used for various preparation. Even these algae are used in preparation of the medicines also. The division Chrysophycophyta. So this Chrysophycophyta, it is commonly called as golden and yellow green algae. It also contains the titles. This is a group. So there are various forms are included in this group Chrysophycophyta. The dominant pigments are carotenes and xanthophylls. Although this Spinularia is greenish in color, and this Cyclotella it is brown in color. So there is a dominancy of this pigment carotenes and xanthophylls along with the chlorophyll A and B also. The reserve food material is leucocene and oil. The cell wall with two overlapping silicified halls. So this is the characteristic feature, that there are silicified halls, overlapping silicified halls. If we see under the microscope, you can see double bond layer structure. So that is overlapping silicified halves. The sexual reproduction is isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. So as this is the higher forms, there are all the three types of reproduction in case of sexual: isogamous type, oogamous type and even anisogamous type. So this is depend on the type of species. The examples are Pindularia, then Cyclotella, Actinocyclus, etc. Then the division Pyrophycophyta. It is also called as dinoflagellates. The characteristic feature of this division, Pyrophycophyta, the dominant pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, along with carotenes and xanthophylls. The reserve food material in this group is starch and fats or oils. The cell wall is cellulosic. In earlier group it is silicified, but in this group it is cellulosic, and the sexual reproduction is rarely absent. That means in most of the species from this division the sexual reproduction is present. In some few exception cases there is an absence of sexual reproduction. Then this Pyrophycophyta again divided into 6 different classes, and these 6 different classes they are again divided into some orders also. The first class is Chrysophycophyceae. The another class is Pyomerophyceae. Then class Xanthophycophyceae, class Eustegomatophyceae, then class Chloromonadophyceae with 7 orders, and class Bacillariophyceae with 1 order. So all these classes they are again divided into different orders also. Then division Rhodophycophyta, dinoflagellates. They are commonly called as whatever the members from this division Rhodophycophyta, they are known as dinoflagellates. The name rhodo resembles the red. That means there is a dominancy of red pigment. The dominant pigment is R-phycoerythrin, and because of this it appears red. The reserve food material is Floridian starch. The sexual reproduction is oogamous type. As I earlier told, the meaning of oogamous means the male are smaller in structure and they are motile, and the female are larger in structure and they are non-motile, and they produce the non-motile reproductive cells. The examples are Erythrocladia kappa ficus, etc. The last division, division cryptophytophyta, also known as cryptomonads. The dominant pigment in this group or division, it is chlorophyll pigment, chlorophyll A and B, along with alpha and beta carotene. The reserve food material is starch. Here the cell wall is again absent. In this group also the cell wall is absent. There are flagella, two anterior flagella are present. You can see in this structure there are flagella, and both the flagella, they are of unequal size, unequal length. The examples are Cryptomonas, Chromonas, Chilomonas. So these are the references for the classification of algae and for the general characteristic features of the algae. So this is from the Bilgrami, then Kakuli, Das and Datta, Krishnamurthy V and Vashishta VR. So all these are the references for this presentation preparation. And